Hello, friends. I hope you're doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Listen, I am so blessed to have the opportunity every couple weeks to interview people and learn about their experiences with the wearable neurotech products that I distribute. And yesterday, I had the opportunity to interview a daughter and dad team from Ireland, and I wanted you to get the opportunity to hear that interview. So I'm here to share it with you now. Sit back and relax. It is about 25 minutes. Well worth it. This is actually a clip from an hour and a half conversation that I had with these wonderful individuals yesterday. And the story of quality of life, hope, and dignity is overwhelming in this case. So I really hope that you will take the time. Come back later. I'll leave it up on my wall if you want to watch it later. Share it far and wide. We are on a mission to help 1 billion people. Like, we're actually on a mission to help 1 billion people. And so the more you can share the message of possibilities, and as I say, quality of life, hope, and dignity, what if, we know it helps everybody in some way. It helps your overall function, and in some cases, the improvements that come with improving that overall function are extraordinary, as in this case that I'm going to share with you today. Relax, enjoy, and let me know if you have any questions, okay? I'm here to help. And here we go. Welcome, everyone. My name is Krista Taylor, and today I have the opportunity to talk to David and his daughter, Alyson. And typically, this would be done live on Real People, Real Results, but our friends are joining us from Ireland. So when we're watching this together, they will be fast asleep, I hope, enjoying their good slumber. So they've agreed to meet with us this afternoon in our time, and we're just so grateful to hear this story. So David, Alyson, welcome. Thanks so much for doing this.
No problem.
Tell me, Alyson, you are almost 18 years old now, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So your dad was telling me life was pretty normal. And then when you were 15, that changed a bit or a lot. Is that right?
Yeah.
So can you give us a little bit of a picture of what happened there?
I'm getting a nudge onto the table here. I think I have to do the talking.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I get it.
So, yeah, she's a perfectly normal child for the first 15 years of her life. And one weekend in March 2019, she came down the stairs one morning with severe abdominal pain. And she had a pretty active day before, swimming pool, etc. We thought she just pulled a muscle. And then the pain got worse and worse, and finally she was admitted to the hospital for all sorts of tests. Couldn't find anything wrong. Kept in for a couple of days, sent home again. The pain got worse, and then it went to her, started experiencing pain in her head. And again, back into hospital, couldn't find anything wrong. Throughout the summer of 2019, she underwent several tests, medical examinations, cameras, etc. Still couldn't find anything wrong what was causing the pain, and she was in excruciating pain. Then after one of the investigations, she developed like seizure activity, convulsions, and then her right leg actually stopped working. Her right leg seized solid and was ice cold. She couldn't bend her knee. She couldn't even move her hip. Ended up, she was in a wheelchair, and her mobility was gone. And back into hospital again, obviously, to assess the convulsion seizure activity. All her tests came back as normal. Alyson at this stage needed help to get into bed, get out of bed, to the bathroom. She lost all independence. And to make a long story short, one day we were in May 2020, we were at our wits' end, and we had exhausted everything that was available to us through our health service. Health service had done all the checks, they couldn't find anything wrong. And I was scrolling through LinkedIn, above all things, and I came on a post of this gentleman explaining how putting on a pair of socks and a sleeve on his partner had improved her mobility and had given her a better quality of life. I didn't know who this guy was. Turned out to be our good friend Keith Mason and his partner Iona Kelly. And I sort of was flicking through it, and then I went past it, and then I went back and I took another look at it again, and I said, there's something crazy here. Like, how can a pair of socks, how can a sleeve help? I didn't know who the guy was, and I just sent him a personal private message and asked him for some more information on what this was. So he sent me his telephone number, we called him, and he told me about this wearable technology. And I'll be honest with you, I sort of was looking at it with skepticism. And I came home and I talked to my wife and told her what I had seen and what I had heard. And she said, well, we've explored a lot of stuff. We've done a lot of procedures. To date, nothing has helped. We'd feel really bad if, for the sake of a pair of socks and a sleeve, if we didn't try it. So I ordered the socks and sleeve. A few days later, they arrived. And I was working, it was on a Saturday morning, and I was working, and my wife sent me a few WhatsApp videos. Of course, above all times, I didn't open them, and then she phoned me and she said, I sent you some WhatsApp videos of Alyson. And she said, you haven't opened them. And I said, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's the problem? She said, no. She says, our Alyson can walk again. I was, okay. She said, the socks arrived. The socks have arrived. And she was all excited, and I was all sort of out of breath. She said, no, the socks have arrived. I put the socks on Alyson, and Alyson can walk across the house.
Down the hallway.
Down the hallway in the house. So not perfect, but a lot better than she was before, because
I
before
used to use a walking frame and a wheelchair, and I did.
Today you don't need any of that.
Yeah.
She just has a walking cane for sometimes when she goes somewhere she's unsure of. So she can walk
longer distance.
She can walk normally now, pretty much. So
what was Alyson? Talk to me. What was going on with? What was going on in your head? Your mom puts these socks in the mail. What did you think?
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah. I'll send you a video of her walking that day for your viewing, and it's quite nice to watch. Now, look, I want to be careful. I want to say something here. The Vox have helped immensely. Obviously, we have assisted with other therapies and physiotherapies, etc. Okay, but without the Vox socks, Alyson cannot walk.
Really?
If I took them off now, I can walk.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just a wow like that. If I remember one night, she called me to lift her out of bed to get to the bathroom just after we got them. And she had no socks on at that point. She'd kicked the socks off in bed, and I lifted her out of bed. I lifted her out of bed, and she stood up, and she went to walk to the bathroom, and she collapsed on top of her sister's bed. And she said, Daddy, I had no socks on. So I reached around, put a pair of socks on her feet, and up she jumped, and away she went.
So it's like that for you.
It's instant. It is her effect. The effect on her is instant. You know, it's inside we've heard about the 7 seconds from Jay, and it definitely works inside 7 seconds. By the time she had her second sock on, she can walk.
Wow.
Some
Wow.
people, we have had neighbours, we've had friends come in and they've sort of wondered about it, and we've demonstrated it to them. And they are blown away by the fact that a simple pair of socks improves her mobility and her walking so much.
Oh my goodness, this is extreme. This is a really extraordinary result. I have actually, I know a few people that have had extraordinary results, but like you're on one of like 5 that I can think of that have that kind of.
Yes, I'd be very careful when I'm explaining to other people about the instant results that Alyson had. Some people do take a little bit more time to see immense results, but we have since conducted brain mapping on Alyson with our dear friend, Dr. Mark.
Really? Okay, tell us about that.
And the difference in her brain maps is crazy, from baseline, HPT, and eSmart. It's just so different.
The sleep.
Ah, you like the sleeve?
Of course.
Nice.
Of course, we can't survive. Our routine now in the whole household of 6 here, 2 adults and 4 children, it's just like getting dressed in the morning. We make sure we have our HPT socks on, we have our eSmart sleeve, and we don't leave the house without our Neurovax patch.
Me too. Where am I? Me too. So what is the sleeve? Why do you wear the sleeve, Alyson? What do you notice with the sleeve?
Good for my headaches.
Really?
Yeah. They're a lot less.
Yeah.
Hold up over here.
So they're still there, right? It's not like we're not pretending that it cures anything or anything like that, but less.
Yeah.
Less headaches.
Because I have a lot of headaches with my seizures.
Right.
Okay, Alyson's seizures, her convulsion seizure activity was very severe.
Yeah.
She was having up on towards 30 seizures per day, lasting anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes each. So thankfully that is all reduced as well.
About 5 a day now.
About 5 a day, 2-3 minutes maximum.
Yeah, 5 a
Sorry.
day.
Yeah.
So from how many a day to 5 a day?
Yes, we check ourselves that we're not exaggerating, but yes, 30 per day, 30.
Yeah.
And then about 10 or 15, then down to 5.
5 a day.
5. And then you said they're like 2 to 3 minutes now?
Yeah, 2 to 3 minutes.
5, yeah.
A long one now is 5 minutes.
And they were going up to, did you say up to
30
minutes?
30 minutes, yes.
Had to call an ambulance a few times.
Yeah.
When they went over that, we called the ambulance. We called over here, it's 999, you guys 911, but we're not medically trained, and so we didn't know how long to take this. So, so it's been an interesting journey, difficult one at times, but to be honest, we are thankful that things were overruled, that we found VoxLife, or VoxLife found us. And thankful that Alyson is not on a lot of medication. Through physical therapies and the use of the technology, Alyson has seen improvements.
Wow. So Alyson, talk to me about things that you can do now that you couldn't do before.
I can go up and down the stairs myself. I can go up into bed and out of bed. I can shower myself and get my clothes on. And I can get in the car myself.
To tell Krista about the swimming.
Oh, we went to swimming in holidays in July, and I put the socks on in the pool because we tried it without, and I couldn't swim. I was like drowning or trying to do it, and then when I put them on, I was doing front flips and handstands in the water.
I love that. I'm a water baby too, so I know how important that, how good that must have felt to have that freedom in the water,
Yeah.
for sure. Wow. So Alyson, do you go to school?
Yeah, I go to a place called Clanrye. It's for people with disabilities, and it's for 3 years. I'm second year now.
Okay, cool. Did anybody at school notice a difference when you got your Vox socks?
Yeah, well, they didn't really know about Vox socks, but they noticed that I used to use a walking frame on rollator and 2 crutches, and now I use just 1 walking stick. Because they used to help me lift my foot up the stairs all the time. Then when I could do it myself, they're like, whoa.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness. So I'm still thinking about, you know, how scary it must have been
Yeah.
to, in the first place. Like, David, I can't even, I'm sure that that was too much. And then, so you were saying that you were exhausting all of the options. Like, this is what parents do, right? You were looking for something. And I love what you said. Your wife said, like, what if, right? What, like, how can we not try them?
Well, we had our health service over here is free at the point of use. Okay, but sometimes that can lead to long delays for access to the services that we need. So we didn't have private medical insurance, so we had paid for a lot of the investigations ourselves to get it done, to see what was happening, or what, obviously just to get it done faster. And now there is 1 or 2 services which we can pay for, which will give you a little bit better quality service, as in more advanced equipment. So that had all come back as clear. So when we counted it up and said, well, for the sake of £100, why not try a pair of socks and a sleeve and see what happens here? So that's what we did, and we are glad that we were open to try it.
Yeah.
You know, and
so Alyson, what's your favorite thing to do? Like, what's your favorite thing that you can do now that you couldn't do before you found your box?
I like to walk around our garden and go on a swing and play basketball in school.
So those are things that you got back, playing basketball and going on a swing. Also, I'm a big fan. Those are things you got back for trying the Vox socks.
Yeah.
And the other things, as your dad was saying, obviously you've been doing a lot of work, right? You've been doing a lot of work over the whole time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of work.
Physio.
A lot of physio, right? Right. A lot of physio, a lot of testing, a lot of different therapies, I would expect.
Yeah.
So would you say that these are a tool for you? A tool in your kit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ever take my socks off. Only if for the shower, but then I have to sit down because I have a wee short stool.
Yeah.
I can't stand up properly.
Dad, what? Yeah, sit back. That's extraordinary.
It says, you know, as I say, we're thankful we ever found Vox HPT. And also, while Alyson's illness has been quite challenging for her, difficult for her, she suffered through it. Now, when she's coming on the other side and looking back, she's thankful that through Vox Life, she has actually been able to help other young people who have had difficulties. And she has shared her not her socks, but shared socks and sleeves with other students which she's come in contact with.
Include my school.
So and it has helped other children as well and other young people. then when we saw the benefits of Alyson, the whole six of all of the family were it, and my parents, my wife's parents, we all were it, and
Yes, yes.
we've been able to share it then with many other people, and it's when you get the feedback that you get about how it has helped their quality of life, it's definitely it's a completely different feeling.
Alyson, what do you say to other kids when you're talking to them about your socks or sleeve, maybe for them? What do you
Well,
say to them?
one time they seen it on my arm like this, and they said, "Have you hurt your arm?" And I said, "No, it's good for concentration and headaches and stress." And the socks I wear for walking.
And do they usually try it when you talk to them about it?
Well, my friend had a sore ankle that he broke it a few years ago, and then he put them on for his pain, and it helped.
How did that make you feel?
Good.
Good. Good. Wow, woman. Think of the difference in your life now that you're up running around, playing basketball, swimming.
Yeah.
Like, it was funny. Okay, it was funny at this stage to watch her in the swimming pool trying to swim and just couldn't get going, and she came over to the side, and her mum put her socks on, and away she went. Before she took sick, like, Alyson was a very strong swimmer. She's got all her badges. She's got all her.
Yeah.
She was just a water baby.
Not as good as I used to be, but almost.
But almost. That's pretty good.
Yeah. She needs a little bit of practice, more practice, but
yeah. Well, that's what swimming is. How long ago is it that you found Vox Life?
In May 2020, the 9th of May to be exact.
I love that you know that. I love that you know that. That says a lot. Why do you know that? Why do you remember that date?
I'm good at remembering dates.
That's the day your socks arrived, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the day her socks arrived.
The day your socks arrived. Holy cow. David, Alyson, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to say to people that are watching this? What if there's somebody watching this and they may be exhausted? Because I bet you guys were exhausted as far as all the things that you see. And is it real? Is it not real? Could it help? Couldn't it help? What if there's a dad-daughter combination out there, they're watching this, or somebody in the family's watching this, they're thinking, I wonder if that could help this kid. What do you want to say to those people?
No.
Well, as a father, I would say get it on your kid, get it on yourself, because, with the 30-day money-back guarantee, if you wear it consistently, you wear it according to how we're supposed to wear it, I have no doubt that you will see a benefit. The amount of people who know Alyson's story, as in neighbours, as in over here, and then noticed her improvements and asked what changed, or what medication is she getting, or what treatment is she getting. And when we told them it was simply a pair of socks and the sleeves with neurotechnology sewn in, yes, there was some eye-rolling moments, but on the whole, a lot of the people were willing to try it, and some people said they didn't notice a lot of improvement. But again, it's down to, I've discovered that you cannot prove the product simply with one pair of socks, okay, because the sock needs laundered, so you need to have it on your feet all of the time, and if possible that means 24 hours a day in bed as well. And like, Alyson wears it in the shower,
Well,
or now she can do without it in the shower, but she couldn't at the start.
Isn't that interesting?
Okay.
So now you can go for a shower without it.
Yeah,
but I have a short still to sit on this.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah, but she can, like, at the start, she literally couldn't take a step. Now, the HPT seems to have improved her brain somewhat, that she can take a few steps,
But not,
but not,
yeah.
but not
Right.
perfect. But so there has been a repair done. I think a repair has been done in her brain.
2020, right? Like
May 2020.
Yeah.
May 2020. So we're only
A
in
year.
2021 when we're recording this. So, wow.
So in the last couple of months, Alyson has been able to take those few steps without having her socks on.
So maybe
Well,
there's a day coming where they'll be swimming without socks. You never know.
yeah, but look at it like this. Someone has asked me,
I like them.
if I take the socks off, so then I lost the effect. Well, I answer them usually, well, it's exactly the same with a pair of glasses, with a hearing aid. They don't do you any good sitting on the shelf. So they need to, and what about a pair of socks? You need socks anyway. So why not wear socks that improve your health?
Well, this is the thing, right? And when you go ahead, Alyson, what did you want to say?
There's not a difference in normal socks or socks, but like the comfortable bit of it.
The comforts and styles are
right. They're comfortable. And yeah. And like you say, I'm just thinking, like, if they're doing that much for Alyson, think about somebody that's not dealing with much. Like, what are they working on there? That's going to be even better. But wow. Thank you so much, both of you, for coming to share with us. We appreciate it so much. And I know everybody's going to want to share your video, Alyson, just to try to help other kids. So we're really, really grateful. It's a big deal that you took the time to come and share. It's your story. And we just appreciate so much that the two of you would come and share it to help more people. It's awesome. Thank you so very much.
okay, Krista. No problem.
So that's what I was doing yesterday afternoon. Alyson and David are just a joy, as you could see, and that story is extraordinary. I mean, everybody gets more balance, more stability, more range of motion. All of your autonomic functions go to your optimum, but clearly, when some people are at their optimum, really amazing things happen. I've actually got to tell you guys, I'm motivated by, after that interview, I stayed with Alyson and her dad for another hour, chatting about just different things and really cool stories that they had to share. And one of the things that they shared with me was Alyson's brain maps. So they have a machine. It's called a QEEG machine. There's doctors in the States, the Canada, in Burlington, Ontario, and other places in the world that have these machines that measure the impact of adding the technology. So they do a scan without any technology, then you add the socks, then they do a scan, you see the difference, and then they add the sleeve, and you wait about 20 minutes, and it shows the difference. And with Alyson's maps, the difference is extraordinary. Like, the change is extraordinary, and that's data, right? So that's not like she feels like, no, it's data. It's showing the difference in her brain. So I was saying to my friend Selena this morning, I am motivated to keep my sleeve on, even if I don't specifically feel a big difference when I wear the sleeve, but I can see, based on her map, how much it's impacting a human brain. So I want all of the positive impact for myself for now and for my future. That's why I am motivated to wear mine going forward as well. So thank you so much for watching. If you have questions, get back to the person who shared this video with you. We are a team, a huge team of associates and practitioners who are on a mission to help 1 billion people with Vox Life products. And we want to answer your questions. We know you have questions. We get it. Remember that these results are extraordinary. You know, most people start to feel gradually better over time. As David says in the video, you need at least 3 or 4 pair of socks so you can wear them 24/7 if you want to feel any results at all. Otherwise, you're just buying yourself some nice socks. And the sleeve is something that you want to wear as much as possible as well in your waking hours. So get back to the person who shared this video with you, talk to them about possibilities, and try it. You are covered by a 30-day money-back guarantee with these products, so there's no risk to experience the benefits for yourself. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.